Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing Azorius Artifacts deck. Man, I'm so happy to be back with Artifacts decks. I loved Artifact decks. And this one is reminiscent of old ones, but with enough new cards. It's super cool. All right, so if that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, sometimes referred to as the Great Khan of Northern Minnesota, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aetherdrift, posted by Spuga. And it's called DFT Azorius Artifacts. I guess DFT is the acronym for draft, for Aetherdrift. DFT, down for touching. Azorius Artifacts. That's what we're playing today. All right, so what's cool about this deck? Well, it's a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. I hate saying that. Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. And it's got a bunch of the cool stuff that you have in there that makes that stuff work. What is it going to be? Mightstone, Weakstone. We got Thran Spider. We've got... none of that stuff has to be in there. I guess Unstable Glyphbridge. Maybe the Hovership or things we might see in there before. So it's not much. Everything beyond that, relatively new or relatively weird to be put into an artifact deck like this. So it's a very interesting take. And I got to tell you, I've been trying to play different Simulacrum Synthesizer decks because I've been seeing them being played and thought it looked really cool. But man, the two I played yesterday sucked. This one, so far, so good. All right, so what we're going to do is we take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. Let's plunk it out here. What do we got? This guy is a 1-drop, and then if he dies, you get another 1-drop. So he's Chumperstein, and if you get up to max speed, he gets +1/+0, making him a 2/1. That's cool. That's cool. All right, what do we got here? Gingerbrute, hasty, unblockable, 1/1. Good. Things to do early on. Fabrication Foundry. This guy is... mana ramp, right? Because he gives you white mana. You can only spell on artifacts. Fine, I'm cool with that. If you get up to 3, you can exile artifacts to return artifacts from your graveyard. Fantastic. Shelter by Ghost. Weird ass. What is an enchantment doing in an artifact deck? Still, it's too hard. You can't pass up Shelter by Ghost. It's probably the best card from Duskmourn. So it's in here. Because what does this deck really need? Control. And this is a control card. Plus, your dudes get pumped and lifelink and warded. It's all fantastic. This guy is power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. And once you get up to 4 for speed, whenever you cast an artifact, you may pay 1. If you do, you copy whatever that artifact is. So that is fantastic. So you got a little bit of synergy there because each of those potentially will trigger off the Simulacrum Synthesizer additional times. Perilous Snares will snag somebody. He costs 3, so he'll trigger off the synthesizer. And you can use it once you get up to max speed, which is 4, to put popo counters onto something you feel like. This guy makes your artifacts cost less, but he costs 3, so he triggers off. Triggers off the synthesizer. Unidentified Hovership is an artifact that will, much like Perilous Snare, steal something. But will trigger off the synthesizer and can come in and start attacking things when we crew it up. This guy pops out bebes that are equal to the number of artifacts you control in +1/+1 attitude. And whenever you drop artifacts of 3 or greater mana, this guy is 3 mana, so you drop it, you steal the dude, and then you can equip your guys to be copies of the dude you stole. Urza, not an artifact, but makes artifacts cost less. And if you mix them together with the Mightstone and Weakstone, becomes Super Urza, who pretty much just wins the game at that point. Thran Spider is always the best when it comes to artifact decks. Puts out Power Stones, which you could use to pay for more artifacty kind of stuff. He's a 2/4 reach, and he's a 3-drop, which helps out the synthesizer. And for 7, you can go look for other artifacts. So awesome. This guy will wipe the board. So that's what you kind of need to do is you control the board and then eventually you wipe it. Of course, you don't want to wipe out your own guys that might be holding back his guys. So you got to walk that balance a little bit. Memory Garden, you drop him, he'll trigger off the synthesizer. But you can get him out for super cheap, as low as 1 mana. And he's a 3/4 flyer. Gearhulk, he's a bouncer. I mean, he'll bounce something to, what is it, into the owner's library 3rd from the top. So it'll take him a while to get this thing back, whatever it is you just bounced back. But he's got double strike and prowess. That is fantastic. So yeah, he helps to clear the board a little bit, makes it things away. You can't get it back immediately. And he's pretty awesome beyond that. Plus, he'll trigger out the synthesizer. Mightstone and Weakstone, you can either draw 2 cards or you can put -5/-5 on some creature. Other than that, it does 2 artifact mana whenever you want to after that point and mixes together with Urza. We got the Raceway, which once you get up to max speed, will do 2 colorless mana. We got this Raceway where you can, once you get to max speed, you can give guys haste until the end of turn, single guy. Man, in this deck, I think this haste is probably the better card. We got man lands, semi-fast lands, pretty decent dual lands, and a little bloody pain land right there. So anyways, there you go. That's what we got going on. Lots of artifact synergy going on there. Things getting bigger as more stuff comes out, putting out lots of dudes to get bigger as things come out. We do got a lot of little guys to drop to help with our early game and control. All right, so that's it. This deck has the ability to blossom out of control before an opponent can deal with it. Let's go see if we can make that happen. Before we do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. I up against Wayne. A name so awesome it must be spelled in capital letters. Wayne. Anything for 1? I mean, yes. So I guess we're going to play it this way. There we go. 2 comes out the Fabrication, which means that we're going to come into this guy late. All right, go get him, nesting bot. Do what you're here to do. Pump up that speed. All right, I'll be dropping the Simulacrum on the next turn. Question is, will he be able to take it out? Nope. I'm just going to kill my poor nesting bot. No, I want something better than nesting bots, let's put it that way. And I probably don't need that more lands, so we're cool. Here's another nesting bot. Look what we're not doing. We're not putting out any simulacrums because we got nothing big. What do? Return artifact mana from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you can be helpful. If I have to sacrifice something through your graveyard, which I don't have any of at the moment. Oh yeah, you are. You're pretty awesome. I could just steal that other guy. I can't. I can probably do both these things. Yoink. And you are huge. You just don't look huge. That's the problem. And we win! In your face, Murphy Brown. Victory! Alright, playing against Missiek 0119. Keep. I'd like to put out the Restless Anchorage first, but I like haste. I like haste a lot. In we go. You're just shooting for Texas there, huh? Let's see. So black. Oh, he's got blue. That's not good. All right, good. He's not going to have any mana to take care of the one card I really care about, which is Simulacrum Synthesizer. Draw your card, man. That's it. Now I got 2 cards for putting out dudes with. Let's see if we get more dudes out of the mix here. I think we have plenty of mana. All right, well, that's not cool. You didn't like that card. All right, you got 2 blue. You could counterspell. Nope, you're just drawing a card. Get out some muscle. And we can start our engines. Get the pump. Pump a little bit more. And get a hasty guy out. What is this guy going to do here? Are you really trying to mill me? Is that the deal? Swing! For the fences. All right, he's got to wipe me out this turn. He's got to. Is he looking for it? Is he trying hard, trying to find it? Things you need 4 mana. You can take out Little Boy? Yeah, that's all there is to it. Boom, boom! Goes the room! Victory! And we're playing against... Body. I'm assuming those X's are there for flourish and are unpronounceable. Keep. Your little crystal spider is dumb. Gingerbrute. All right, 2, and we get out another Gingerbrute. Crazy Legs Wilson. Ah, Crazy Legs. I'm here to run around and teach you stuff today. All right, don't counter me, jerkwad. I'm gonna lay this down. No counter spells. Cool. Let's take a look at the future. Nesting bot, no. Assimilation, yes. I'm gonna pull this guy off. I'd like to get something better than that. He's cool for like an early drop, but I don't necessarily need him at this point when I actually got a synthesizer out. You don't want me to beat you to death with Gingerbrutes? What you got up here? You matched your card, your sleeves to your card type. This is all Azorius for you. With those battle owls. There you go. Good job. Beef Supreme. These constructs are ripped. Look at that 8-pack that guy's got. He's doing it again. What do I got? I could turn on haste. I could have done that. We're up to 4. I could have had that in his face. I'm just unused to this card. Never seen it before today. I got 2 cards for taking out guys. Guys he's not bothering to put out. This guy's all pumped up because of the speed, isn't he? I think he wants to wipe the board again. Let's drop it. He's down to 4. He's going to have to wipe the board again. I don't think I could do 4 points of damage next turn. That's the problem. I could definitely do 3. Alright, so you've already wiped the board twice. You got more board wipes on you? If you did, you would have played it by now, is what it seems like. Oh, and he's got more. What a loser. Pump. And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Suck it! Alright, playing against DeathJester. DeathJester. Like calling yourself Darth Funny Bones. Keep. Alright, let's turn off that weird bot. Coming with a little hasty action. You don't really have anything to drop for 4, even though I don't even have 4 mana. This guy's 5. All right, 2. In we go. We got the speedometer going there. I am not a fan of that, but hopefully we can just beat this. Oh, that is super cool. What are we going to do about that? Let's... steal it! And in we go. Suck it! My 2 friends, sucking it. There you go. That felt good. That felt really good. All right, Singleton out, Simulacrum. And we need to spread out. We need to make sure we get some 3s lined up here. No! I mean, okay, maybe 1. Maybe 1 of these things. I will keep 1 of them. And let's pop this guy just to make sure and send him in. All right, we're up to 4. Nesting bot is fully online. And we will have the ability to drop both these guys. All right, it's filling the Simulacrum at this point. Disappointing. All right, let's do that. Autopay. Yoink. I mean, we lost a dude out of the deal, but what can we do about that? Yeah, sure. That's actually a perfect order there, and everything's great about that. All right, down to 8. What a hose beast. All right, so we got Sheltered by Ghosts and a Memory Guardian. You pop that for 5. Are you going to try to take out my guy? I tell you what we're going to do. We're already above your ability to deal with it, so let's just pop it now. Come on. What do you mean I have to go to combat? That's not right at all. No, I can play. What is your problem here? Oh, because of this thing. That's why. Even more powerful. Oh, we got him a 1. I thought I'd be able to just lay it all down, but yeah, High Noon has paralyzed me. The thing is, I can go steal that card and all my dudes will just jump back up. He's dead anyway. What does it matter? And we win! Touchdown! Lava Bears! All right, playing against GnastyZ. GnastyZ. All right, good. There you go. Keep. No to the horse. Your horse is on fire, dude. That does not look like appropriate. Gingerbrute. In for 1. I just want to play with the fans. I keep turning these things off instead. Snag. All right, good. We got rid of that thing. Gingerbrute's looking kind of swole. So it's a little protected. He doesn't have the mana. He's got to have at least 3 mana to do anything about it. All right, all in for 2. What does he do at max speed? Whenever you cast, you get a copy of it. That's fantastic. He gets pumped when we get up to 4. The lack of mana is fantastic for us. Hopefully he doesn't drop one. All right, we're just going to open that guy up full bore and smack roll in. That was 3. We need 1 more. And these guys will start to be super awesome. You got plenty of mana now. You could take out the Gingerbrute. Apparently you'd be able to take somebody out because you've been touching my guys like it's 12. It's like it's 12 o'clock on ladies' night. I know who I'm going to be removing. Draw a card. That's fine. Drop number 5. And we're good. Yeah, we're not going to sacrifice a Gingerbrute at this point. There we go. Suck it, suckerfish. In your face, Junie B. Jones. All right, so here we are with Azorius Artifacts. Azorius Artifacts. All right, and this ended up being great. It ended up being really good. The deal was, I think it was yesterday, I said to myself, oh man, I want to play the Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, all the new cards, all of the affinity for artifacts. It's going to be so great. I played 2 decks, and I just got slaughtered. They were too slow. It wasn't good. No, it didn't work out. And I thought, well, you know, that deck's been doing pretty well. I don't know why. Maybe they just been lucky against whatever it was I was playing or something. So anyways, I saw this one today. I said, let's give this one a chance. It's got a little bit more, I don't know, 1-drops that might help us handle the early game a little bit better. Plus, it's got a lot more control. I think that really is what made it work out a lot better. Like here we are playing, like you want big artifacts, and we got Sheltered by Ghosts in there. Not one or two of them. We got a full 4 going on, Sheltered by Ghosts. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, of course, one of the deals with this deck is this is not the deck I picked up on the Alpha entirely. I did not have all the cards for it yet. What didn't I have enough of? I'm just trying to figure that one out right now. I know I didn't have enough Perilous Snares, so I had to put in Unidentified Hovership instead. They cost roughly the same. They do roughly the same thing, except for one can be something you can attack with. What's just trying to pump something up. It was a good trade. It was a good trade out. What was the other one, though? Voyager Quickwelder. Maybe it was this one. Because what was I needed... There was 4 that was called for this one right here. And the deal was I only had 1. And I don't have any more rare wild cards right now. What do I got? I got 0. Still 0. So I think I put Voyager Quickwelder in instead. That's what I did. And yeah, that guy was cool. He worked out really well. What I liked is the fact that he was a 3-drop artifact. He made your other artifacts work a lot faster. So I thought he was really great at really helping out the rest of this deck, because then we can get these other things out much quicker. I mean, even Urza's in here, and he is not an artifact himself. He doesn't help out, except for the fact that he makes your other artifacts cost a lot less to play. I mean, he also merges really well with Mightstone and Weakstone. Super cool. So it's like, yeah, why not? Just one of each? Sure, we'll just leave them in there. All right, let's get down to it then. Who was the MVP, the most valuable member of this deck? I mean, I'm going to tell you, it was Simulacrum Synthesizer, because that's what this deck's about. It's about getting this card out and then just start pumping out 8-pack babies that are just going to town. Let me change this around. Let's just say other than that guy, because obviously it's what the deck's all about. Which was the next best card in here? What was the thing that really did it? I mean, in reality, Thran Spider, he's all the value, because look at what he does. He has reach. He's a 2/4. He costs 3. So therefore, he works great with the Simulacrum Synthesizer, with the SS. The fact that when he comes out, he puts out a Power Stone, which then allows you to play your artifacts for greater. Plus, when you got 7 mana, you can start taking a look at the top 4 cards of your library, pull any artifact out and put it into your hand. The Thran Spider is just value incarnate for a deck like this. He is fantastic. So, yeah, because I mean, that basically is the same as, like, let's just say the Quickwelder. All artifacts cast you 1 less, because when this guy comes out, he gives you a Power Stone, which makes all artifacts cost now 1 less, because the Power Stone is providing that 1 mana. It's the same thing, except for it's harder to remove. Because if you remove the Thran Spider, you still got the Power Stone. You can't say the same for the Quickwelder or Urza, right? So Thran Spider, I'm going to say you're the MVP. For a deck like this, you are just super value. You've been my MVP before. I've been calling you an MVP for like years now. You are a fantastic card when it comes to artifact-based decks. All right, congratulations. You were super cool looking and you're going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? I ended up, let me see, 80% win rate with this deck. So, yeah, this is a competitive deck. It's totes my goats, a competitive deck. Mono red, I was worried I wouldn't be able to fight against it. There's one time mono red beat me. What can you do? It took me on turn 3, and it's hard to get there. And you need to have your early removal to be able to take it out. And what is that? That is pretty much just Sheltered by Ghosts. That's it. That's what you got to hope for. You got to get a bunch of them and then slip into 3 where you can start stealing people with Perilous Snares, because you got to take out all their creatures. And this deck is a little too slow for mono red. I did it once. But yeah, one other time, it's like a 50-50. It just depends on how good your card draws. Still, amongst everything else, yeah, this is a rocking deck. I did lose once to a control deck, but that's because he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing but just destroy anything that I put out. And he wouldn't play anything otherwise. I got like halfway through the game. It was, like 10 minutes long, and I just like, screw this, and I just gave up because I didn't feel like playing anymore. So he killed me by violating my patience. That's what happened there. Anyways, 80% win rate. There you go. So yes, this is competitive. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yes. Why was it fun? Because it was a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, which is always super cool. I would love to have something good, like what are they called? The Skitter Beams. Love Skitter Beam in Simulacrum Synthesizer, but it's a red card. Still, the fact that we got so many like 1s and 2s to drop makes this thing practically aggro. We got a little bit of ramp going on there. I mean, it's good. It is just a good deck that's fun to play, provided that you get a chance to get to that level. With all the aggro decks out there, this deck may not be as great as it is, but you got Unstable Glyphbridge and the ability to ramp into it a little bit early. That'll help you get that thing down. When they pump their guys up above 2, I mean, they can only keep 1 creature that is power of 2 or less. Everything else gets wiped off the board. So, yeah, provided you get to the right cards, you know, this deck is right there. All right, lastly, was this deck interesting? Yes. Yeah, why was it interesting? Because we get to start playing with Simulacrum Synthesizer again. Love it. I just felt we outplayed it. And now we get to start playing with the extra cards. What was good? You know, the Mendicant core. I want to get 4 of these guys. They're going to be awesome. I like start your engines. I hate playing with stuff that's, you know, that's modern, you know, like has engines in it. Come on, man. That is not Magic cards. But I like the mechanic. I like it that after you do 4 damage to your opponent, that your guys get buffed. I like that. I think that's cool. And you got a lot of little dudes to get better. That's the big thing about this set, is that you get your guys out and they get better as the game goes. It's not like Kicker where you have to pay for them at the time you're putting them out, but literally you can just, you know, you can do it later. You can exhaust them. You can start your engines. You know, all that stuff gets your guys better as the game goes on. So you get your guys out early, and by the time you get to mid-game, they're even better. I think that's great. I like that a lot. All right, so is this an interesting deck? I think so. I think there's a bunch of cool stuff in here. This thing is awfully control-y. I'd say it's almost aggro control. But it's not aggro. There's too many big fat things in there. So this is really mid-range control. And the thing about mid-range is really early control leads into large stuff later on. This is just a mid-range deck. So, yeah, so I'd say it's a good mid-range deck with a lot of cool combos going on there. Nice synergy. All right, let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Yes. Was this deck interesting? Totes my goats. All right, that makes this into an A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.